have Coach Ivan Thomas here for the postgame press conference, and we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Thomas.
It was a great opportunity for Hampton University coming to UVA and play in a very really good environment for our guys on the road against a really good team. And I appreciate the opportunity for us to experience this environment and play a local Virginia team who I think has assembled a really good team that will, when I scouted them, everything that I scouted was true. And they showed it tonight. And class act, I thought the young men played hard. They played together. They moved the ball. Very few flaws. And the team that coach has assembled for you guys. And so just a great opportunity to play in an environment against a really good team in the ACC. And hopefully we can build upon it.
Yeah, Coach, I'm curious. Obviously, they have a ton of size, and then depth with that size. I think at one point they had 16 rebounds in a row. How tough a matchup is that to try to do anything against?
It was a really tough matchup. That was the game plan. We wanted to box out. I thought the game before that, you had 22 offensive rebounds. How many did you finish with tonight? I think you finished with 15. So you do a good job of getting cleaned up your second chances, but it wasn't a lot of second chances either. You guys made a lot of threes in terms of you shot 50% from three. It's just not a lot of flaws in terms of the offensive production that you can do. But what was extremely impressive was the way you pressured the ball as well. And I feel like I got a pretty good team for my league. I think I got pretty good ball handlers. I think we were a little shell shocked with the pressure that you put on us right away. I'm not sure if we responded. We came with a few subs that kind of settled us down, but again, the ability to play defense and the ability to score the ball. I've been around this game a long time and been in the Big East, and that is a recipe for success. You can defend and you can score at a high level.
Coach, in the first half, the subs were coming hot and heavy. What was bothering you, and why were you having almost like a free-flowing substitution?
My pedigree is toughness. I think we came out soft. And I told my guys from the very beginning, if you're not going to come out with the physicality that we preach, regardless of who they were. In the first, right out the gate, I believe Thomas refused the ball screen and drove to the basket, and that was on the scouting report right away. That he likes to refuse ball screens. Oh, we did our job now. We scouted. And so I think we came out just to play basketball, and we didn't come out to play a game plan. And when part of being tough is not only just the physical aspect, but it is the mental aspect of understanding what you're trying to do to be successful out there. And if you're not going to do it, we're going to find some guys that will. And that's what we did. We subbed, and I thought it was pretty good subs. I thought they came in and, kind of settled us down. I think we got it down to like 4 or 5, and then we made a freshman sub in terms of, QC, Quentin Cooper will be a very good player for us. But he came in and fouled a really good freshman that UV had, and Mallory, and then just broke it wide open. I think he hit a 4-point play, and that wasn't what we needed to do. So that's what the revolving substitution was. And also to get some guys some experience in this environment. And hopefully, we don't want to be good right now. We want to be good later in the season, and games like this is going to help us. So hopefully I got some guys some experience that will help us down the line when we play in a very competitive CAA. I tell you what, we won't see a team like that. That's for sure.
You talk about rebounding and toughness. Milwaukee got a bunch of offensive rebounds. We saw it again tonight. Where's the disconnect in that toughness on the boards?
I'm trying to figure it out because we practice it every day. It is a physicality issue. Was a point of emphasis that we did. I make no bones about it. I'm pointing the finger at them, 3 are pointing right back at me. So I have to figure it out in practice how to get us better defensive rebounding team where we can clean up some misses and not give up 22 or 15 offensive rebounds. Because we have some decent size. My front line is pretty big, and then for us not to rebound, it's disheartening. But again, that falls on the leadership, on myself. I have to figure it out. Still early in the season, and hopefully if we, we clean some of those things up, I think we have a really good team. I really do. I know the score isn't indicative of being a good team, but I think we have a good team for our league, and hopefully this game will prepare us to get better as the season goes on.
Coach, Michael Ellie finished with 16 total points. That tied him with Mallory for second highest scorer of the game. Just talk about what did you think of his performance, especially coming out against that crowd and that team, and be able to put up still put up that pretty good performance.
Yeah, Michael Ely's a veteran. We got a lot of guys that played a lot of college basketball across different landscapes. So Michael Ely was a freshman of the year in at Siena and in MAC. So he has some experience. We have some other guys that can score the ball. They just didn't do it tonight, and he did. And so their size bothered us tremendously in terms of getting open looks. And Michael took advantage of his aggressiveness, and so I'm very happy that we had a flash of a spark, but extremely disappointed, and we only had 9 assists. That's not a trademark of a team. That's how we typically coach. We want to be in double-digit assists, rebound the ball. But I'm happy for Michael Ely that he was able to have a game that allowed him to score the ball.
Testa Ritter ended up with only 5 points, 3 rebounds for Virginia. He scored 21 his first 2 games. Was there anything you guys saw on the scout that you were looking to do, or how did you see that happen?
I don't think that's anything that we did purposefully, to be totally honest. Yes, he was locked in on our scout. He was 2 for 7. We tried to be physical. We tried to be physical with anybody and everyone. That's just the nature of who we are. We don't like, try not to let the known beat us, but you still had 33, came off the bench and gave you 18 and, 10 rebounds. And so I don't think it much matters when you're that loaded. You got one and then the other one comes in. And so, yes, we held him down, but they had somebody else to step up, and that is again, I'm telling you, that's a good team. I've been around in the Big East. I've seen some good teams. That's a good team.
What was the scout on Yenso 33 for them? He has not shown that kind of an offensive game in his previous career stops.
Well, this scout was, we know Ritter and Bruin can shoot the ball from the outside. We kind of would live with a little bit of his shot from the outside, and he made 2 of them, And so once you see the ball go in, I think he got confidence. He was a monster on the boards. He had 4 offensive rebounds. And when you see the ball go in, you get confident in every other aspect of your game. He blocked shots, he protected the paint. He just had an all-around game against us. And not that he wasn't a focal point on our scout. We knew they had 3 really good bigs. We just, chose our poison. He got off today, and Ritter didn't. And, the other young man only had 9, but they just, when you shoot the ball 11 from 22, that was a part of the scout too. I think they like to average about 30 to 36 threes. We wanted to limit their threes, but when you give up second chances and paint touches, it's just tough, It was tough. Again, not making any excuses. I think we could have performed a lot better, but they had a lot to do with the way we perform on the defensive end. It's a really good team.
Any other questions?